Hello and welcome, Cancer. I am Adriana. I'm an evolutionary life coach, and together you and I are going to go on a journey to uncover your spiritual message and focus for the week. So, your theme card, we start with the Princess of Swords. Okay, right away, my guides are saying the word options to me. So, I'm being led to think that for you this week, the idea is about keeping your options open, not needing to get really fixated in one particular frame of mind or course of action, but just kind of keeping things open and looking at everything with a sense of curiosity and open mindedness, but at the same time, kind of not necessarily commitment yet, you know? So, keeping your options open means to keep an open mind, to keep things a little bit loose, a little bit easy, and not needing to grab onto something right away this week. I'm curious as to why, but I guess we'll find out. Now, your energy this week is very Six of Wands. So, for many of you, this is about feeling like you need to uphold a certain position. And because of that position that you need to uphold, whether it's in your family or whether it's at work or possibly in your romantic partnership, you feel like you have to fit into a certain role that to some extent people look up to you and they expect things of you, and you're feeling like you can't let them down. They look to you as the leader. He's got all these followers back here. They look to you as the leader. And in that respect, you see how these cards are kind of back to back. It doesn't leave you a lot of wiggle room. It doesn't leave you a lot of options. And for some reason, seeing yourself this way is actually limiting your explorations. And it's limiting the possibilities that you might uncover for yourself. So, okay, my guys are saying to keep drawing cards. So I will listen and I will draw more cards. Magician into the Cherunos, into the Two of Swords. Wow, this is fascinating. I want to clarify the Cherunos. So, okay, is it bottom or second from bottom? Okay, second from bottom. Queen of, okay. So we've got the Queen of Wands clarifying our Cherunos here, and would be our course of action. So let me get rid of these two for a second and talk about these. So Magician is all about manifesting our desires and our dreams, trying to get that way forward. But it looks like for right now, you might be trying to manifest the wrong thing. Because whatever this guy is focused on, he's very solid-mindedly, single-mindedly focused on, okay, this is what I want to manifest. But our next card is here. And in the traditional deck, this is the card of the devil. So this is the card that is talking about possibly awakening raw energy, but here it's not really doing that. It's ending up in a place that's not great. It's ending up in a place that came from the wrong intent. So whether that intent is self-sabotage or lust or greed or, all those lovely things that we love to admit are in ourselves, right? It leads to the wrong place because this magician is manifesting with the wrong energy. And remember, Queen of Wands was here as our clarifier, talking about the actions you're trying to take, because we also end up in a dead end. The Two of Swords, an impasse. Okay, I'm doing one more card because we just need a little bit more. Hermit. So this is really about getting clear from the inside out about what it is that you're truly seeking. The Hermit is a teacher and a guide, but when it shows up for you, it's also an internal teacher and a guide. So that gut feeling that when you're searching around in the dark and all of a sudden you have an epiphany, where you're asking yourself questions and you can't find the answer, and you go to sleep and you have a dream and all of a sudden it's clear. It's waiting for that moment where everything comes together, where everything is illuminated from this light. And understanding that in this search, you're not alone. We have the companionship back here, the unconditional love of your higher self and your guides, and anyone else that embodies those qualities in your life. So you're feeling this pressure to make a decision because of this leadership position you see yourself in. But everything else, all these other cards are saying it's not the right time. You don't have all of the facets yet. Okay, let's pick all these guys up again and put them together. You don't have to make this commitment. You don't have to make this decision right now. I feel like the Six of Wands is putting the pressure on the Magician to reach forward, because you see how he's looking back? He's kind of looking back at the Six of Wands, looking back at the Six of Wands followers, saying, hey guys, here's the direction. Here's where we need to go. But because you're pressured, it's not going to end in the way you want it to end. When you make a decision, when you start a dream, when you start a course of action, you want expansion. You want things to open up. Don't want them to end in a dead end. So that's why it's really important to take some time this week, Cancer, and really allow yourself to just explore on the inside. Forget the fact that people look up to you. Forget the fact that there are expectations placed on you. Forget the fact that you feel you need to fulfill a certain role or fulfill a certain standard. Forget all of that. Let all of that go. This is you without those pressures. So just you in your authentic space without those external pressures from everyone else. You in there, what information is coming to you? Where are you feeling pulled to go? What seems the most compelling? This is a different feeling than outside pressure. Outside pressure feels kind of heavy. It feels kind of immediate. It feels like you have to do something. You feel like you have to. The inside, when you're getting the guidance and the direction from the inside, it's a completely different feeling. It feels connected. It feels quieter in a way. But to me, it also feels more certain because there's more of me, more of the higher self, more of every part of you going into this. Whereas when the pressure's coming from the outside, there's also a part that kind of pushes against that pressure because naturally no one likes to feel that pressure. So it's extra. Ugh. So that's why we're keeping our options open, keeping flexible, keeping all of that pressure at bay so that you can really search inside and see what it is that you truly need. What is it that you truly want? Where is the direction that you really want to go? And if you can for a second, I know this is difficult, but if you can for a second, put yourself in a space outside of your current reality. If you can imagine that you don't have any of these pressures, you don't have any external demands or responsibilities, where is your truth leading you? When you go from that place, then all of those responsibilities and expectations will fall on the side and they will support your path rather than force you in a certain direction. Okay? So questions about that, Cancer, please let me know. I always love to hear from you, and thank you so much for sharing your time and energy with me. Please consider liking and subscribing if you haven't already. And you're more than welcome to check out my in-progress website, trueguidancetarot.com. I'm still doing some revisions behind the scenes, but there's offerings on there that are valid now if you need some advice or some guidance right in this moment. So I will look forward to seeing you next week, Cancer, and have a great week.